right, hello everybody. Drea here, ready to do our watch and stitch project for today. I'll give everybody a moment or two to get logged on so you can join us. Remember, if you do need to take a break or pause, or you're catching this in the middle, I'll repeat this a few times, but you can watch this video over and over again on our YouTube channel. So don't stress if you have something come up. You can 100% pause, stop, restart. You can do all the things as often as you need. So I'm going to check these comments and see who is telling us hello so far. Make sure you tell us you're here. Oh, I'm seeing people from all over. Hello, Indiana, Texas, Colorado. Oh my gosh, Florida. We have people from everywhere. Missouri. Hello, everybody. So we do have our lovely ladies, Brooke and Julia Page, here with me today. So we want to make sure we interact with you. If you have any questions at any time, just type those in and we'll do our best to get to you. If we happen to miss your question, it is not intentional, but we will go back through several times and make sure that we try to respond as quickly as possible. Now we are here again today with our Watch and Stitch curriculum. So it's brand new, nice and fresh for this month. And today we'll be doing the zippered bag. So if you've ever wondered how we do our in the hoop zippered bags, super easy, no machine or hand sewing required. With your sewing machine, that is. We'll do it all in our embroidery hoop. So super simple design. I have my tutorial here and I have my regular supplies. So all you'll need, I highly recommend some tape. We like this pink tape, but you can use whatever type you prefer. You will definitely need a zipper. Nice and easy nylon zipper. This one is longer than I need, but that's okay. We're gonna trim it later. You'll need your favorite embroidery scissors. I love these double curve. You can use whatever you like. Some fabric. Our dimensions are specified in the tutorial, and a couple of threads that you like. So we started out today by hooping a piece of tearaway stabilizer. Now for zippered bags, you can stitch with tearaway, or you can also hoop no-show mesh or a cutaway stabilizer. Either one of those work interchangeably. For today, we'll be using tearaway, and I'm just loading my hoop in the machine. But again, you can stitch with either tearaway or no-show mesh or a cutaway. Either one is a great result. So what we'll be doing first, very simple. The only thing you need to hoop is your stabilizer. So no fabric, no other stuff in here, just your stabilizer. And then make sure you have your design loaded correctly. So this file is called ZB1, and it is again part of our Watch and Stitch curriculum. My favorite part about our zippered bags, just like everything else we do, is that we give you a placement stitch, so you don't have to worry about where does this go. The first step will show you. So I'm going to go ahead and run that first machine step of file ZB1. All I have hooped is my tearaway stabilizer, and we're going to go ahead and run that step. I picked a color you could see here, but you can use whatever floats your boat. Hi Martha, we see you. Uh-oh. It would like me to make sure my bobbin is ready. Double checking. There we go. No worries. Placement stitch first. Again, any color here is fine. I saw a comment from Martha. Hi Martha. If you have not met Martha, she works with us in our fabulous embroidery company here. Martha is kind of our tech support embroidery guru. She is the best. So again, this placement stitch is running. You will see this overall rectangle is the size of our bag, and then the top lines that are stitching now are going to be the placement for the zipper. And I'll show you exactly what I mean in one moment. Now here at Anita Goodesign, remember we always give you a placement stitch. So if you're ever unsure about where to put something, that means you're not there yet. So next I'm going to take my zipper, and I want to make sure that I have my zipper regular side up. So teeth up. If you can see, I know it's white on white, so it's a little hard to see, but it should be teeth up the way you would normally look at a zipper. Make sure the head of your zipper is facing up, and then you're going to simply align the top of the zipper tape with this top line here, the teeth of the zipper with the middle line, and the bottom of your zipper tape with the bottom line. It's important here to remember you want the head of the zipper out of the way. The zipper should still be closed at this point, and then we're going to make sure it's nice and straight. Very key factor here is that tape that I mentioned. So let me tear off some pieces and we'll be good to go. Just because I'm a little cautious, I like to make sure the head of my zipper again is way out of the way, and I always tape over it just to be extra sure. Then I'm making sure everything's aligned, nice and straight and taut, and I'll tape the other end out of the way. So this step is always important because the straighter your zipper is and better aligned it is, the straighter your bag will open. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to make sure that it is nice and close. Sometimes if you can't quite tell, you can always hold up your hoop and double check. I'm going to return it here, just making sure. Now, I know it's a little hard to see again because white on white with zipper, but there's some excess over here. That is totally okay. We are not worried about that. We're going to go ahead and run our next machine step, which is just a tacking stitch. It's going to tack on either side of the zipper. There is a possibility you'll see this stitch at the end, but I'm fine with that. If that bugs you, match your zipper color-wise. So I have my tape. I'm being extra cautious, and it's going to tack it down. You'll notice too for our tacking stitches, they always double. That way everything is nice and secure. It's going to tie off and jump over, and then it will tack the opposite portion, the top of the zipper here. Perfect. Now that our zipper is tacked, I'm going to leave this tape, and I'm just going to leave this excess for the next couple of steps. Not super urgent right now. Now I have some fabric that we have already backed, so I'll try to show you here. Okay, good. I have my fabric. It's green on the front. We went ahead and ironed on some backing, some pellon to the back of the fabric. You don't have to do that necessarily, but look how firm this piece of quilting cotton is. It's nice and secure, nice and stable. So one of our secrets here at Anita Goodesign, anytime we want the fabric to have a little more stability and security before stitching, we'll iron on this pellon. We use Shape Flex or another similar brand. You can iron it on, and then your fabric has a little more support. So the difference in that for us is that professional super flat result. So when you're looking at my video here, you'll know the green is the front and the white is the back. So here, if you have a printed fabric, it could be a little tricky, but it's nice and easy. You'll take your fabric and you'll place it face down. So I'm going to align my fabric with my zipper tape. The way this works, and I'm going to kind of show you what happens. The way this works is you're going to tack here. We call that our folding stitch. And then you'll be pulling your fabric down a little later to get a really clean edge. But right now, all we want to do is that folding stitch. So you'll take the edge of your fabric and align it with your zipper tape, the bottom. That's the easiest way I like to do, just like here. Make sure your fabric is going away so it's toward the very top of the hoop, and the tack is going to come right along here. So this next step, we're on step 3 of 8 for our machine. This is our folding stitch. Super easy. This color doesn't really matter, but I'm just going to keep my green. Perfect. So just like before, we have our tack, and I'll hold my hoop up so you can see it. So what we have so far, it's trying to move and help me out. What we have so far looks a little strange. So if you're looking straight at it, your fabric, your placement stitch is down here, of course, and our fabric just has this beautiful folding stitch line here. Your fabric still should be up, and the next thing we're going to do is bring our fabric down. I wanted you to see this. We're going to bring our fabric down and taut. So it tacked this way, our folding stitch is here. We're going to pull it straight down and give it a bit of a finger crease. Super easy. Then we're going to put our hoop back in. You may be able to do that in the hoop, but I wanted to make sure you could see it. Now that I've moved my hoop, I want to make sure that my fabric is nice and taut. The smoother you get it up toward that zipper, the smoother the front of your zippered bag will be. So sometimes I like to use a little tape just to make sure everything's aligned. This is not necessary, but if your fabric gets a little jumpy, tape can help you out here. What's gonna happen next is I'll run step 4, which is the tacking stitch for my fabric. So it's gonna tack under the zipper and all the way around. This fabric's a little larger than I need, so remember the placement stitch that we did first shows you the dimensions of your bag. Just make sure you have enough fabric to cover all that. Oh, we have some questions. Awesome. Someone asked what weight of tearaway we're using. We like a medium soft here at Anita Goodesign, so it's not too papery and not too super soft, but you could use any weight that you really prefer since this is not a super stitch intensive project. All right, now that my tacking stitch has gone around, don't give up just yet. It's gonna go right up under the zipper. A lot of times we kind of hurry this step, but it's done our 3 sides. Now it's gonna go right up under here. So trust your machine and your beautiful digitizing. Any other questions?
Yes, someone would like to know
What hoop size? So for this one, we're stitching an 8x12 hoop. The design itself, you can always see in the back of the tutorial. So this is my printed out tutorial. Our steps pages tell you the exact size of the design. So this zippered bag is 5'7" by 7'5". And I also know from looking at the steps page, it tells me the stitch count as well. So I just grabbed my closest hoop size. The reason that we always give you the dimensions of the design instead of the actual hoop size is because we work with all different brands, and some brands have varying sizes, and it's a little easier just to give the dimensions. But anytime you want to stitch something, it's best practice to get the closest hoop to your design. That fits. So now, let me show you what I have. I'm gonna hold up my hoop so you can see it for perspective. Everything's tacked down here. It tacked along my zipper. It tacked all down. I have a little excess fabric. That's great. We're gonna leave it alone. And now I have this portion up here that I want to add in the folded fabric. So we'll do the same thing we did this way, just going the opposite direction. Let's put that hoop back in, and then we'll get it going. So I have my smaller piece of fabric that I'm going to put on here, and I'll be doing it the opposite direction. So this time, top of the fabric with the top of the zipper tape. You can see where it's tacked here. I'm going to align it just so, and then we'll tack it down with our folding stitch. So I'm on step 5 of 8. I feel like it might be time to do a little fun thing. What do you think, Brooke? How about that?
so.
You think so? All right, my ladies in studio agree. My bobbin's running low, guys. That's okay. We got this. We're going to give away a little prize. How about typing in the word zipper, 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 type in the word zipper for your chance to win an Anita Goodesign gift card. I'm going to pause stitching this while you type in your prize word and put in a nice fresh bobbin, because it doesn't like the one I have. All right, we're going to give you a moment to type in zipper while I change out.
Someone wants to know what kind of zippers we recommend and where we get them.
There was a question about zippers. What type do we recommend and where do we get them? Well, we're a little different because we order our zippers in bulk, so we buy from wholesale locations. However, you can get any of these inch-wide vinyl zippers or nylon zippers, either one. We do not like the ones that have metal teeth because that makes us nervous around our machine, but they come in all different colors, and any dealer or anywhere you get your sewing notions typically stocks them. So wider teeth or smaller teeth, up to you. We just make sure we get that 1 inch wide vinyl or nylon zipper. That's our preference. Do we have a winner? Let's see. Ooh, look at all these comments saying zipper, zipper, zipper. Oh my goodness. All right, we're going to see who our random winner is.
All right, I got one.
We got one.
Trina Leary.
Trina Leary, you are the winner of our gift card. So if you will send a message to customer experience at Anita-Goodesign, we've got that popped up for you. You've won our $25 gift card. Congrats. Be happy for your friend, folks. You may have another chance soon. We'll see. Now with my hoop, I'm going to hold it up again so you can see. I have my folding stitch. My second folding stitch is here on the top, just like we did last time. And now you already know we're ignoring this. It is not here. You don't see a thing. We're going to fold this upward and taut just like we did on the bottom. Don't stress about the zipper. We're going to trim it off later. I'm just pretending it's not there. It's attached. Here we go. Hoop back in. Got a fresh bobbin because it didn't like my last one. And we're going to fold this up and taut. So finger crease here is important. I know some of you would take this to your iron and press it. That's okay too. I'm going to use my tape from the bottom to make sure it sticks nice and well up top. Now, I'm finger pressing. I am adding a little tape just for security. And then I'm going to go ahead and tack this down. Now in our tutorial, you can see we use contrasting fabric. That's totally fine. For this stitch out, we're just going to use this really pretty green because we're feeling springy. Now we're going to run our tacking stitch, so it'll tack around the 3 sides and right along this bottom. While that stitches, I have something fun to show you. Everybody ready? Let me grab it. Here we go. So you already know, whenever we go live, we have a super special flash sale item. This absolutely adorable collection is Circle Town Centerpiece. Now, the actual pack cover is a little lighter. This is an alternate sample that I think is super, super cute. If you look at all these beautiful bean stitches, these blocks are circular or semicircular and have this circle center. So this is a fabulous collection. It is an oldie but a goodie, and it is currently on sale for $17. You guys, grab this while the getting is good. It's super, super cute. You can use it for all kinds of things. Pillows, quilts, centerpieces. You can check it out. We'll link it. We'll have it on our website, Circle Town Centerpiece. It is on sale for $17. And I love it. This sample might just go live in my office. You didn't hear that. Super cute. Oh, looks like I talked just long enough for my fabric to be tacked. Now, I'm going to pull this up one more time so you can see it. This looks like a zipper bag. Hooray! Almost. We have our bottom. We have our top. A little excess fabric here will not hurt anybody. My zipper's still closed, but I'm going to remember. The next step is step 7 of 8 in our tutorial, and it's the bean stitch accent. So this has a beautiful flower design. It's all one color, nice and easy. So I'm going to put my hoop back in, and I'm going to change out my thread so I have a new color so you can see it. I want to make sure it's nice and pretty. So this reminds, sunflower kind of design. I think we'll pop in a yellow here just to make it nice and pretty. You could do whatever you prefer. So I'm changing in this nice thread color for our almost last embroidery step. All right, we're on step 7 of 8, and this is our decorative step here. So rethreading. Any questions out there? This group's quiet.
Does this design come in several sizes?
Someone asked, does the zipper bag design come in several sizes? It does not, and here's why. For our zippered bags, when you resize them or adjust, it becomes a little difficult with our zipper tape. So we've noticed that giant bags and smaller bags, we typically just keep our zippered bags one size. Occasionally we will resize a zippered bag collection, but they are typically one size just to make it easier with the zippers. So here we go. Our next to last step, this is the beautiful embroidery step. I'm going to stitch it and we'll see if there are any more questions lurking about.
Was your Circle Town Centerpiece before all access?
So Circle Town Centerpiece came out in all access in 2018. It was a part of it, and I'll get you the exact month. One moment.
May 1st.
May. Thank you so much. Lost my brain there, but it came out in May of 18, and I'm going to pop that up again too so you can see it a couple more times while this is stitching these beautiful bean stitches. If you would like to see it again, May of 2018. So Circle Town Centerpiece. Look how cute this is. Oh, I love it. May of 18. Get it while it's on sale. $17. So similar style actually in stitching on the centerpiece as here. You can see the bean stitches are designed to have almost a hand embroidered look. So it looks as if someone stitched all of these, but your machine and Anita Goodesign did all the work for you. Super cool. You'll notice too when your machine is stitching these bean stitches, even if you have it turned way up, It does slow down just a little bit. That's to make sure it's getting in all the necessary plies and digitized every detail nice and beautiful. I love to watch this thing stitch. While it's stitching, I'm still looking out there. Hello everybody. Let's see. I'm going to check on these comments. Are designs for March still available? Absolutely. So Mr. Lauren, oh hey Mr. Larry, I know you. It's one of my friends from Florida. So any design that has come out in the history of Anita Goodesign is available on our website. Every now and then we've put some very old things into the vault, but you 100% can get anything, including the past watch and stitch. If you have not gotten this one, it 100% is still available on our website, and we'll put up some links if you have not gotten these yet. That's a good question though. We will be working on a watch and stitch curriculum. There's April. We're going to keep going with these because we have had a lot of fun with them, and we hope you all have too. Let's see. I'm going to peek at some more comments. So many people saying hello. Oh, somebody said they've never made a zipper bag before. Oh, well, I hope you will today. These are super, super easy. They just look complicated. Oh, someone said, wow, beautiful. Thank you. Oh, hey, thank you. So many fun people. I love seeing all these people joining us. Now we are 100% going to have another giveaway or two, so stay tuned. So for this particular collection, remember this is from our Watch and Stitch collection. It is March 2022, so this is brand new and fresh. The designs in the Watch and Stitch curriculum are what we've been going live with for the month of March, and we will continue this also into April, so you will see some more of these coming up. There's some new designs every month. Our designs are exclusive, so everything in Watch and Stitch is only in Watch and Stitch. So you may see similar techniques, but again, these designs are new and fresh every month for you. That way we keep things interesting. We don't recycle, we don't reinvent, we just come up with new things. So this beautiful flower is stitching, has some stitches left. I feel like it's time for another giveaway. What do you think, folks? We're gonna have one more giveaway here. Your word this time is flower, this beautiful flower. So if you'll type in the word flower, you'll have a chance to win another Anita Goodesign gift card. Now, friendly reminder, if you're watching the replay, the giveaways are done live, but catch us live next time if you're on the replay. All right, type in the word flower. Let's see who it'll be. Here they come. Flower, flower. I'm watching these comments. Ah, there they are. All right, we're gonna see who our random winner is this time. Again, this is a beautiful bean stitch design. It's digitized to look like someone hand stitched it, but we did all that work, and then your machine will too. Super pretty. It is all one step, so we're gonna let it finish off. Those beautiful petals will now be accented with a gorgeous center. Again, all one color. If you are what I call a finagler, you like to mess around, you could probably stop it and start it, but we've digitized it just to be one design color. We'll give you another moment on our flower comments. I see them blooming up. All right, here we go. It's winter time. Let's see who we've got. Mary Devlin. All right, Mary Devlin, you're our winner this time. Mary Devlin, make sure you give us an email. Congrats. Email customer experience at Anita-Goodesign right here. That way you can get your $25 gift card. Congratulations. Look how pretty this is turning out. I do want to show where to put it. It's my lap. I said I was going to sneak away with it, didn't I? Here is that circle town centerpiece one more time. Want to make sure you see it. Look how pretty. I love this. It's super pretty. You can see those bean stitches coming in super close. They are beautiful. The same type of stitching that you see on this zipper bag. Circle Town Centerpiece, May 2018 in all access. But if you don't have it, you can get it for $17 for this entire collection. Super good sale. You know we always have an extra special deal for our live events. Let's see, any other questions? Is there enough space? Oh, that's a great question. So Miss Shannon said, is there enough space to add a personalized name to this? You know, I don't see why not. You have a little space above. you have I don't know if I'd put it below, but you have a little space in here depending on the size of the person's name. Or possibly, if it's really small, you might be able to sneak it in that top portion as well. So there is some blank space here and on here. Even though we didn't digitize it for a name, if you're willing to test it out, I think you could customize a little bit. Either pull in something from your machine or from Anita's fonts. There was a question about what a bean stitch is. So it is a type of digitizing that we use. So you'll see a combination of bean stitches or running stitches in this. If you're familiar with, I'm trying to see if I have anything with a satin. If you're familiar with our satin stitches, those are those thicker edges that you're used to. Bean stitches have more of a hand stitch and a multiple ply. So you can see these stitches and the stitches on Circle Town Centerpiece don't have that nice fat satin stitch that we're used to looking at. It's just a technique difference. So these are nice and pretty. They are just a different type of technique. So a lot like hand embroidery, machine embroidery has a variety of stitch techniques. Now my beautiful flower is stitched out here. I need to do something very, very important. I need to open up my zipper. So I'm going to take away my tape. I'm actually going to remove it all, just to get out of the way. And then I'm going to open up my zipper. This is very important. So you'll take your zipper tab and just open your zipper at least halfway. And of course I can't reach it. So let me come in a little closer and make sure to lay it flat. I have a piece of tape stuck on my zipper. Okay. We're going to open our zipper up and I'll show you what I did here. My zipper tab, I've pulled the head of my zipper over about halfway, and I like to make sure it's laying flat so I can get in it a little easier. This is before you stitch your final step. So before you stitch step 8, make sure your zipper is open at least halfway. Nice and easy. This will allow you to get in your bag once it's stitched. So the next thing we'll do is we'll place our back fabric. So this will end up being the back of your bag. So we have a piece just like before, we put our backing on it. We didn't absolutely have to, but we wanted to make it, number 1, more sturdy, and number 2, easier for you to see for video purposes. So I'm putting my hoop in. And because I like to always match my fabric, I'm going to take this yellow thread off and go back to my thread that matches my fabric. Just a preference, it's not mandatory. And I'm going to go in and then double check that my zipper is open. So you really want to make sure it's open, the tab is flat. I'll take the fabric for my back of my bag and I place it face down. So remember the white is backing that I have on the back of this and the front is my fabric. So you can see I have this beautiful fabric here face down. So I'm covering the whole thing. This is a little larger than I need. That's okay. Better too big than too small for fabric. I do also want to mention, I didn't really say it, but I want to mention, again, you do want a little seam allowance on all sides of your bag, just so later, when we go to trim and turn, you're not going to stress those seams. So my last step is the tacking stitch for this bag. It's going to put our back fabric on. And because I have remembered to open my zipper, I'm good. Tail there, we'll get it. This tacking stitch will go around twice, so everything's nice and secure. Beautiful. Here it comes right back around. We have almost made an in the hoop zipper bag. If you haven't made one of these before, they really are this easy. And they are super fun. All right, everything is tacked. We're gonna let our machine tie off. And then we've done it. So we'll take our hoop out. It should look something like this. Looks a little weird. That's okay, that's good. We're gonna take it out of the hoop. We hoop this super tight, which is good. You always want to make sure that you do hoop it super tight. And you can always use the levers at the bottom too. Let me get my hoop out of the way. So now I have my design. So the front is tearaway. The back, all I have is some stitching. I want to grab my scissors, and I might want to see if I can come in close so you can kind of see. So what we're going to do now is trim up our bag. So I like to leave about 1/4 of an inch, maybe 1/8 of an inch on all sides. If you trim way too close or trim these tacking stitches, it's easy to put a hole in your bag. So we're going to trim around all 4 sides. I just grabbed my trusty scissors here. Since that zipper is a vinyl zipper, you can cut right through the excess pretty easily. So we're going to cut that excess off. We don't need that. And then I'm going to cut off my excess fabric as well. And stabilizer. Trim, trim. Not my best cutting, but this will be the inside of the bag, so that's okay. Now the next thing I like to do, you don't have to do this, but it helps. These corners, you can trim that at a 45-degree angle. Again, don't get too close because you don't want to pop those stitches, but it helps them turn a little easier, a little more pointy. And then I always like to go back and make sure I haven't left too much bulk, too much seam allowance, because that prevents your bag from being nice and flat. So if you cut crooked like me, that's okay. You could use a rotary cutter and ruler, but we chose just to do it by hand. Now the next thing you'll do behind your zipper, you'll see you have some stabilizer. We're gonna get in here and just get the stabilizer. So I'm gonna use my scissors and just make a little tear. I like to go right for the center so I can find that zipper tab and kind of pull out the stabilizer. Now if you have tearaway, you can try to rip it. It's a little easier to cut though. You only want to trim right behind your zipper. So right behind your zipper is the most important thing. And we'll try to get a little closer in so you can kind of see those bobbin stitches. You only want to trim out right through here. You can take out the rest if you want to, but I'm just going right behind my zipper. So it's nice and easy to open. That way you don't have to wonder about how to get in. Don't forget now that first step we stitched was just a placement. So when you trim your stabilizer, you'll see some of those placement stitches, and that's totally fine. Those are not attached to anything, so don't let those make you nervous. Your first little cut, you should be able to see into your zipper there, and then we'll just trim out again behind our zipper. You don't want to skip this step, otherwise you might end up tearing your bag or your zipper. If you have chosen to use tearaway, you could pull out all this tearaway if you want to. I'm not going to do that, but it's entirely up to you. Next, you're going to turn your zipper. So the space that we have left, this is our zippered open area here. This is good. We're going to try and turn in right through this opening. Now tearaway for me can be a little tricky, but we got this under control here. Just be patient. The faster you try to turn it, the more likely you are to tear your bag. So let's be nice and patient. If you recall, I did mention you could use tearaway, or you could also use a cutaway or a no-show mesh for your bag. Up to you. And remember too, if you back your bag with Pellon, it does make it a little sturdier. So that'll make your bag a little stronger and a little more stable, but a little tougher to turn. But we like a sturdy bag. It's worth it in the end. So we're turning, turning. If you have one of those really cool turning tools or a chopstick, probably a good time to get that out if you want it. We're just gonna turn, 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 turn. This zipper bag is a good size, so it's about 7.5 inches by 5'7". So it's nice and sturdy, nice and tall. We're gonna get everything turned. Now, remember, when you're stitching your zippered bag too, after it's completed, it might need a little press with an iron, a little steam to look 100% perfect, picture perfect. That is okay. If you had just been turned inside out, you'd need to be ironed too. So don't worry, that's normal. You can go back and pull your corners, get them all pretty. I'm a perfectionist, so I like to poke out as much as possible. If you have a hard time turning your bag, that means you might need to trim a little excess of that bulk off your seam allowance. You can always turn it back and get that out if you need to. But this one is looking awesome. All right, here we go. Now, little finger crease here. My zipper works. Look how cute. Look how cute. We did it. Remember, quick press. We need it too, but look how cute. Our zipper bag has its bean stitches. Back is attached. Everything looks nice. Now I can put whatever fun and secrets I want to put in here and zip it right back closed. Congrats. You have made our watch and stitch zippered bag. Don't forget to tune in to our next set of watch and stitch, and don't forget this beautiful Circle Town centerpiece. It is on sale for $17. I hope you had fun with us. Remember, you can watch this as many times as you'd like until you have mastered our zippered bag collections. The files that are included in this tutorial, the zippered bags, are all made the exact same way. They just have different designs on them. So I can't wait to see what you make with these watch and stitch zippered bags. Post it on our Facebook. Make sure you subscribe to our Facebook groups, to our Instagram. Make sure you subscribe on our YouTube channel as well, and interact with us. Comment, share things, like things, post your pictures. We love to hear from you, and we look forward to it. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your day and that you're inspired to create some projects.